UValdyRadio.net. We are live at Broadway 830. We're here for Friday Night Live, and wow, it's kind of interesting because this is our final edition of Friday Night Live, and it's been a troublesome one. So, aside from just the kind of dreary weather we've been having today, we have had a plethora of technical difficulties from the live broadcast, then to the application live broadcast, and now we're just recording for a later playback. But really cool guy here, man, for just kind of digging through it all and just kind of hanging tough with us, man. I'd like to welcome for the first time on Uvalde Radio and in Uvalde probably,
Absolutely.
Mr. Beau Hills, right?
Beau King.
Beau King.
Yes,
I don't know.
sir.
Oh, Beau Hills, a famous producer. Yeah, Beau King of the band 12 Mile.
Yes, sir.
So Beau, welcome to Uvalde, man.
Thank you for having me.
So you just walked with me through a whole bunch of when you turn on your laptop and then it has to update and you're going to do something. Has that ever happened to you?
Oh, yeah,
crunch
all
time?
the time.
So what's it like? Because you're a musician. Sometimes you guys do some like iPads and laptops for like lyrics or chords, or you know what I mean? Does that ever happen to you before a show where you needed it, or?
Yeah, so for like, I used to use an iPad for the lyrics, and sometimes my iPad was just not working with me, and so I fixed that problem, and I just memorized all the lyrics to all the songs.
Or you can do like Vince Neil, the current. Just kind of
or just mumble the words.
Mumble and get the crowd to sing along with it. You know what I mean? That's easy out, man. But man, so I really appreciate again you kind of working through all the troubles that we got going on here. But we are live at Broadway 830. We're gonna play this interview a little bit later on tonight. But by the time this airs, you will be live on the patio performing 7 to 10 p.m. here at Broadway 830, 100 East Main Street, downtown Uvalde. It's our final Friday Night Live of the season. We do it through mid-December, and we start back up spring break. So we're not going to be doing any more of these until March 8th, 2024. We break for the winter because it gets a little chilly out here in the patio. But man, you got our last not so cold, but a little wet. You know what I mean? But how are you? Are you a pretty good? You pretty tough on the road? You look like a tough guy.
Oh yeah.
Pretty easy on.
The road is my friend now.
Yeah.
It's I'm always on the road. I mean, I always tell people because I live in Brady, but our band is out of San Angelo, and so when we have practice every Thursday or we have a show every Friday and Saturday, I have to drive to Angelo, which is an hour or so. But now an hour is 15, 20 minutes.
Right? Yeah. I'm born and raised in Uvalde. I grew up most of my life in Dallas. So that drive, when I was a kid, that was more of an 8-hour drive, because back then it was like I can't drive 55. You know what I mean? It was the old days. Since then, there's been some highways built, and the speed limit's higher now. But now it's a 6-hour drive maybe from Dallas to Uvalde. But man, when I go to San Antonio, 80 minutes. That's nada, dude. That is compared to driving across the state.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm feeling, man. It's not, and an hour is kind of a nice drive. It gets you rest your brain a little bit, kind of think about things, or listen to a podcast. Or whatever it is you do, right?
That's what I was about to say. I've just recently got into listening to more and more podcasts, and on average, every podcast is usually like an hour or a little over, and it's perfect. I mean, every drive that I make from Brady to Angelo and back, I just throw on a podcast.
Well, you can this whenever we're running to a short one. This will be a short one. You can just kind of tune this one in a little bit later on. It'll be posted. So give me an example. What's a couple of your favorite podcasts right now?
So before I got into music, I was a linebacker in high school, and I had a lot of scholarships, but my senior year I blew out my knee, and so I had to hang up the cleats, and so, but I'm still really big into football, and there's this podcast called New Heights Podcast, and the hosts are Travis Kelce, from the tight end from the Kansas City Chiefs, and Jason Kelce, his older brother, the center for the Philadelphia Eagles. And so you think that it would be a sports podcast, which it is for 15%
but they talk about a bunch of other stuff, right?
They talk about all kinds of stuff.
Those are the great podcasts when there are people that you know from a thing, like they're an actor or a musician or whatever, but then they take their podcast just to kind of dive into regular day, ordinary stuff that, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You get to know the other side of them. It's as a sports fan, you said you're a football player too.
Yeah.
Who are your teams?
Man, I don't really.
I mean, the correct answer is Dallas Cowboys. You can say whatever you want.
I don't really have a team. anymore. I really did enjoy the Baltimore Ravens from 2001 to 2013. That was just kind of, but it's just because my icon. I was a middle linebacker, and the middle linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens, Ray Lewis, he was just a dog at the game, and so I aspired to be like him, and then I blew my knee, and then now I picked up a guitar, and now I aspire to be like Cody Johnson.
There you go. That's good. That's good stuff. And now you're wearing Team Buc-ees on your shirt right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So obviously, when anybody that travels, across the state, you got to have your spots to stop. Obviously, Buc-ees is one of them. Where else? Where are other kind of places like little highway dives that you found that are cool in your travels?
Fun fact: I actually the year that after I graduated, so it would be 2019 through 2020, right before COVID hit. I actually worked at a Buc-ees on I-10 in Luling, Texas, right outside of San Marcos.
Wow.
And so, ever since I started working there, it's probably one of my favorite jobs that I've ever worked at. Like,
well, it looks like the pay is pretty good for an entry-level job.
Yeah, it's
let me say this. I hate the place. I was just like everybody else.
I don't like shopping.
I was enamored by it. I thought it was kind of fantastic. I went through the phase, bought my kids all the stuff, ornaments, T-shirts, all the little things. And then we started stopping, on most, like I said, I go to Dallas a lot. So there's a few to choose from. And, man, it just adds at least a minimum of half an hour to your trip, no matter where you're going.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's epic to park. Getting gas is forever. The bathroom line, there's nothing convenient about Buc-ees at all. And the price is only going to get started on the price of a freaking brisket sandwich over there, man. So, they're good, but I don't know, man. $13 for a gas station brisket sandwich? Sure, it's kind of right in front of you, I guess, but I don't know.
I worked outside maintenance, so I was the guy sweeping the parking lot and making the ice bags for the coolers out on the porch. So
cool.
I told them, I will not work for you if you make me a cashier.
What other kind of jobs have you done outside of being a musician?
I've done AC work. I've installed AC units up in the attics. That was my first job. I worked for I grew up on a farm in Canyon, but I worked in Amarillo for a few years for Amarillo Sign Company, so I was putting up billboards and stuff, advertising and stuff like that. And then I moved to Lubbock and I went to high school in a little 2A school called Hill Center, right outside of Lubbock. And that's when I started playing football and I fell in love with the game. And but then I got cut short, and I tried to come back, but I got 2 steel plates with 8 screws in my knee.
Ooh,
so,
wow, man.
Yeah, so
the weather, does this kind of damp get to you?
Oh. Yeah, it's already starting to numb up. Yeah.
Well, luckily you had a fallback, which is being a musician. So when did you start playing? And let's start talking about the musical background.
So how it all really started, I'm one of 5 kids, and each and every one of us are pretty musically inclined. Some of us play the guitar. I'm actually a better piano player than I am a guitar player.
Huh.
But when I went off to college, it's kind of hard to take a grand piano to a college dorm.
Sure.
So
and keyboards are kind of cheesy, so
yeah. And so I picked up a guitar and I tried to teach myself, but how I got into 12 Mile. 12 Mile is a country band that is in San Angelo, and they started it before I got there. And I guess how it started, I was working at a Walmart in San Angelo, and I was working full-time there, and I was going to ASU full-time. And I'm usually the strong hand in the back. I was always unloading the trucks and stuff in the back. And
not the strong knee.
No strong knees by any means. But we had a slow day one day, and they threw me out on the floor, and they said, "I'll just go stock some dog food or something." And so I put one of my earbuds in, and I was just listening to some George Strait and just kind of keeping myself in rhythm while I was stocking dog food. And my electric guitarist now, Charles Reyes, he was actually the one that he kept passing.
He heard you singing along?
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome,
he heard me singing, and when he passed by me like the 5th time, he finally came up to me and was like,
that for the pass by, that's like when you're kind of like stalking a pretty girl, right?
Yeah, I know.
Like when you're kind of
I thought he was creeping on me.
Walking by on purpose, like, wow, you know, I'm a pretty man, but hey, come on now.
Yeah.
That's interesting, man.
And
so he's just creeping by, and checking out what songs you're singing.
He comes up and he says, hey, man, I just started this little country band project in San Angelo. I'm the lead singer right now, but I'd like to focus more on the guitar parts. You want to come audition? And at the time, I'm thinking jam band automatically. And I'm like, yeah, why not? What else I got going for me? I'm working at Walmart. And so that was on a Sunday, and the audition was Wednesday. And he sent me about 40 songs, and I knew about 5 of them.
Wow.
And so I had to learn those songs, and I went to the audition and pulled up, and it just looks like a regular place.
Yep.
And then I hear the music, and I walk inside, and I'm like, oh my gosh. The studio that we have in Angelo is just, like, it's top notch, top tier. Like, we got soundproof walls, have individual booths and stuff. And so walking into my first audition the environment was intimidating right out the gate.
Sure.
And I was like, oh my god.
Well, they had their poop in a group already.
Yeah. So then they started playing, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to keep up with these guys. These guys are phenomenal.
Now, what experience had you had before in playing with any other bands before, or jammed on your own? Nothing?
No, I would jam, like I said, I was trying to teach myself to play the guitar. So I thought I knew kind of how to play the guitar.
But these guys had it figured out. They just needed to fill the gap, and that was you, huh?
Yeah.
And so it's a very rock star story, man. It's really cool.
Yeah, and that first audition, I bombed completely. When they started playing, there was one point where they told me, they said, go ahead and just put the guitar down, focus on your vocals.
Well, when they make the movie, we'll change that, make it sound like you aced the whole thing. Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. So how long have you been in the band now?
Back in August was my 3-year anniversary. I've been on the road. I've been with the band for 3 years, but we've been on the road pretty consistently for about 1.5 years, 2 years. And now we're doing stuff that I never dreamed that we would get this far.
It's fantastic. Yeah, because you guys burning up the charts, releasing music to radio, getting around, playing all over the place. Again, we're talking to Beau King of 12 Mile. They're based out of San Angelo, and his first time here in Uvalde. We're going to have to wrap this up pretty quick because we got a bunch of people coming in, and you got a live show to do here in a minute. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the single, The Bottle, which is obviously you're singing lead on that. Tell us about the song. Did you guys write it? Did you get it from someone else? Or
So the thing about my band is we write our own material. Every song that we put out, we wrote. I just don't feel like, no offense to anybody else writing out there, but like I don't feel comfortable singing someone else's song, because then to me it's kind of a cover.
Yeah.
But
as far as recording wise, I mean, y'all play live covers. I'm sure.
For sure. Yeah. But also, like I have so much to write about on my own that we really don't need to go get material from anyone else.
Well, the lyrics to The Bottle are really cool. Go and give me the quick inspiration. We're going to play, and then we'll get you on the stage here.
Yeah, so the inspiration for The Bottle, I really had the idea of, I just wanted to write a drinking song, but I didn't want to write a cliche drinking song about trucks, mud, and beer and girls, you know. So I sat down and I kind of went the dark, gloomy, kind of relatable side of a drinking song.
Yeah.
And that's just what came out, and it's...
Well, that's a great song, man. It's flying up the charts. So give us the website and all social medias where to find you guys. And we're going to wrap it up, play the song, and get you doing some live stuff here.
Yes, sir. So we have 12 Mile Facebook. That's our big promoter. We have all of our dates, you can see all of our videos. It has all the links to all the other social medias. We have Instagram. You can find us on all platforms as far as streaming music. We're on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Google. And then we also have a YouTube channel where we post all of our music videos. I think we have 4 out right now. And then we also have we have a website that you can order like merchandise from.
Cool.
And also with contact info, the whole 9 yards, it's the 12mileband.com.
Is the whole 9 yards or the whole 12 miles?
It's the whole 12. It's the whole 12 miles.
Well, y'all find them online, and be sure and check out the song "The Bottle," which is in rotation on uvaldyradio.net and climbing up the Texas charts. We kind of had to cut this one short because, again, thank you for rolling with me on the kind of technical difficulties. But I think we should do kind of a follow up maybe next week if we can squeeze it in. Maybe you can play some more music, and you can tell me how the weekend shows went for you.
Yeah,
as
for
we
sure.
get into the holidays. Again, Beau King, thank you so much, man, for being here. And you're going to be performing here. Well, by the time you hear this on the air, he'll be on stage here at Broadway 30. So y'all come out here, enjoy some great live music on the patio. Any final thoughts before we get you going?
Hey, go Cowboys.
Go Buc-ees. Go Buc-ees. Team Buc-ees. This is called The Bottle. It's 12 Mile. This is uvaldyradio.net.
I thought my daddy was a devil with his flats, a dirt cheap Brom. I saw the glow from his drunken eyes as the fire flew from his tongue. I made it out of Oklahoma like a bandit on the run down bars and cheap cigars with a girl that'll leave you numb. It's like the liquor gets a little stronger every night. It seems the bottle gets a little deeper every time. Yeah, my demons come to meddle with my soul in the dead of night. I find myself staring down the loaded end of a cold steel 45. Bury me in the Brazos River, let my spirit drift away. I feel the presence from above as my eyes slowly turn to gray. It's like the liquor gets a little stronger every night. It seems the bottle gets a little deeper every time. Gets a little stronger every night. It seems the bottle gets a little deeper every time. It seems the bottle gets a little deeper every time.